Hey, we're on. Back. Few days off. Not a few days off, that's a lie actually. Came down with gout in my right foot and boy did it hurt. Had the electrician here on, when did I go down with it? On the Monday. The electrician's been here all week and I was hobbling around like a fucking girl's blouse really. But for those of you who've had gout or know somebody that's had gout, you know how painful it can be. So last week was really hard, really hard. Trying to get in and out the boat, trying to go, just going to pick up stuff that we needed. It was an absolute nightmare. But I got there. It's alright, I thought I'd just pause it while I was making myself a cup of tea. On my new cooker, that's got gas going to it. And yeah, on my new kitchen worktop as well. I'm going to show you all this in a bit. But yeah, back to the electrician and that. It was hard work, really hard. We've done a lot though. Ooh. You see, that's what happens when the camera's not up properly. The realities of life. Yeah, it was hard work. We did get a lot done, which I'm really pleased about. It doesn't seem it sometimes, but yeah, now I've sort of had a couple of evenings to think about it. I've just got a couple of more little jobs which I've sort of worked out in my head, but yes, massive improvement. So what we'll do is I'm gonna have a cup of tea, chill out for 10 minutes. I've just sort of wiped the worktops down and everything. And then I'm going to go through the boat, show you the electrics we got in, because we have got lights and everything now. Plug sockets that are actually working, USB sockets that are working. So yes, we're going well. And a lot done in the engine bay. There's a bit of rain, but stuff it, we'll get out there and I'll show you what we've done in there. And this electric cupboard that you've always heard me going on about. We'll see how we got on with that one as well, shall we? So come back in 10 minutes. Let me have my cup of tea and a Milky Bar of Gold. I know how to treat myself. Okay, so like I said, we'll go through the electrics, try and explain why I've done them that way, and hopefully it should make a little bit of sense. Okay, so it makes more sense really to sort of start here. Look at that. New instrument panelling, cost a lot of money, nearly got blown up the other day, but I think we've resurrected it. So we've got temperature gauge, revs, hours run, fuel, voltage that we're getting, and oil pressure. Water temperature, warning light, oil pressure warning light, voltage low warning light, battery charging warning light, lamp switch. If the buzzer sounds on here, I can switch it off, and engine start stop, and most importantly keys and an alarm there. So that's really that. From this panel you can see we've already got electric going to it. It's probably not going to look too good on the video, but I've got 14 volts in my leisure batteries at the moment. They are all charging up nicely, and that's probably where I want to be, somewhere between 12.5 to 14. Now, this is the good bit. Got my horn, my navigation lights, which I'll show you in a second. They were fitted on the other day. Bilge pump and internal lights. I've also got a cigarette style socket there light socket thing, 2 USB charging points there. So if I have my phone up on the top, I can charge my phone up with a long cable. And this little beauty, my solar controller, solar charge controller. Look, it even says it there. What a muppet. Right, on here I can tell what I'm getting from, maybe you may be able to see it, yes you can, from the sun to the batteries and then what goes out to the lights. I'm currently running with, this is saying I have, let's just wait, give it a second. I'm drawing 0.3 amps from the sun. The batteries are at 20 degrees Celsius. I've got 13.9. So there is a slight difference between there and there. And it's always around about 0.1. But I have got solar working, which is charging up my leisure batteries, which at the moment is beautiful. Right. This may look a bit of a mess. We've still got work to do, but this was the whole idea of it. So let me pan down and come back a bit so you can see it. All right. Have I got a pointy stick thing? I have actually. Hold on a second. Right, so the power will come into the main distribution box, which we wired up. That's all been uprated. So we've gone, there were only like very light 16 amps fuses in there. We've now gone up to 32. This bar here is where all the wires come from the back of that instrument panel down into here. So this then goes down and out through these into the engine. So the engine's connected up to that. Fuse box at the top there just to give some extra protection. And the cables run out into the boat through this ducting, which comes along the top. And we'll go through this in a minute, and feeds all the lights, etc. So once it's tidied up, i.e. like this cable here with the cable ties, and this has been stowed away correctly, then it's going to look good, and it will look something along the lines of that. You're not going to see cables everywhere. The cables at the bottom are going to get boxed in so they're all secure. We have a double power socket at the rear of the boat here. So if I need to do any power outside, it's a small extension lead, and I've got power outside. The crux of it all, why has it all been done and rewired? Because the wiring was absolutely shambolic. It had house wire, which was no good, and I'll explain that in a second. But let's quickly whiz through the boat. Stop. Switch, which gives me, these lights haven't been put in yet, and you can see we have power. And there's another one there. So over the sink area, well, let me just get sorted. Over the sink area, 2 lights, one roughly where that pot is above it, and then you can see the other one there. This side, these have been put in. However, this is not the finished article. I've got an idea what I want to do with this piece, because I want to hide screws in that. 1 light switch, 3 lights. Perfect for me. That is all I need. That gives me plenty of light in, let me get the gimbal working correctly, over the counter worktop, and this area here, the cooker. So let's pan back up. Bish bash bosh, off they go. 1 switch, both sides, and that's covered by a fuse box which is hidden up in here. So if there's any problems, you wonder if you can just see it. Yeah, you can just see it there. A fuse box which protects that. Running down the boat, we've got, I've got to move this and I've got to learn how to do this properly. Come on. 2 switches, one either side of the settee, which is basically either side of the living room area. Both have got USB sockets in, so I can charge things up. I have another socket there for the TV. You can see the list of jobs all slowly coming off. That's going to be for the television. Running on down, this is where it gets a bit more switchy. As you can see, another light. So I've got one light this side and one light that side. You're going to see it. Bash. That'll give me light in the bathroom area. Come bedroom. I don't see the reason for any more lighting. I really do not. 2 more switches here. One is going to be for the fresh water and one is for the wastewater from the shower. They're all wired up, just waiting for the pumps to be put in. And then in the bottom corner is another plug socket so I can charge my phone up when I'm in bed. You may just be able to see, I don't know if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? Oh yes I can. Give me a second. Oh, muppet. Right, you can just see a wire there. That is going out to the port light, and then in that corner are wires going out to the starboard light, the horn and the headlight that you've got to have. All mandatory stuff. So let's take a walk outside. Have a quick look at the horn and that. Very simple, nothing special. It really is just an old, not an old, because it's brand new, motorbike horn. All right. Here we go. Right, starboard light, nice little green light, horn and headlight. That's going to be changed, I think, or moved position. I just want to I wanted to get it in and get it up and running, and then I can do other things. I can change it or whatever I want to do when I get there. There we go, there's the canal. Swan's off and running. And yes, right. So I said I was going to show you the engine bay. I'm going to show you that quickly. And this is a lot of the old wiring that was there. So engine bay, let's see what we can see. Oh my God. Can I get it right? Can I get it right? Can I get it right? Okay, batteries have been rewired. The ends have been tidied up. Pan down a bit. That wiring just needs to be tidied up a little bit, but it's 100 times better than what it was before. Engine bay is dry, which is good. Right, so let's just go around. All these wires have been renewed completely. Just some little bit more cable management to do, and then we are finally there. Let me just close this one, and we'll have a quick look at the batteries. Okay, yeah, you can see down there, there's the batteries, and then the cables running down. If I can get the camera down under there, just bear with me. Oh, wrong way. And then the cables run down through the bulkhead. You just can't see it yet, but anyway, they run down through the bulkhead. Ooh. Oh, the joys of filming and trying to do something. Oh, I need a camera person. Ah. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. All right. It's in. Right, so now you can see the kitchen a bit better from this angle. I don't know how we lost this when we was recording earlier, but anyway. But if you remember, I was talking about the kitchen units and why these end boards don't meet up. Well, the reason is because the worktop itself should come over the end of that, as I found out. But it doesn't matter. It's okay, and it's going to do the job. And you can actually see now that is the kitchen lights on. So what's the time? We're about 8 o'clock-ish at night. So yeah, not looking too bad. Really, in the nicest way, want to get rid of the electrician now, just so I can start paneling off the walls, putting a bit of paint in, a bit of tiling maybe, splashbacks in the odd place. But it will come. This last week has been a real pain in the butt with that gout. I think I'm through it now. So yes, next week I'm hoping to do a lot of work. Weather-wise, it's going to be rubbish, rain and rain and rain. However, I'm inside, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm progressing. I'm getting there. It's what I want, and that's the main thing. I know a couple of people have been on the last few days and said, "Oh, you haven't put a plug socket there. What you got a plug socket there for? Oh, you haven't got many lights." Yeah, I understand that. And I don't want a lot of lights, and I don't want a lot of plug sockets, because the more stuff there is, the more things can go wrong. That's my thinking. So keep it simple, and it should be okay. In the winter, if I need to put any more lights in, I'll just get some lamps and put lamps about. But I think there will be plenty for what I need. And I don't really care what other people think. Yes, well, you know. But anyway, let's see what next week brings. Some more improvements, some more stuff to hopefully show you. Keep with us. I'll try and put some shorts up again. I know it's a bit of a pain me not doing it sometimes, but it wasn't nice last week. So let's go. I'm going to have another cup of tea actually, and then I am going to, oh, I don't know, I'm going to have to think what my next job is.